got to stay away from a lot of cheeses, a lot of dairy, stuff everybody love. And so, and I love roast. And you know, there's all types of good soul food.
Carrots and potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
What is?
I don't know about the carrots, but I can do the potatoes. You know, that's why I say I have to work on that. Dr. Peppers I used to love, but I have since put those down because dark drinks have a lot of phosphorus in them. I had to put that down. That's why I was glad to get to know you too, because I'm like, oh, she has a holistic health story. I mean, I can learn some things from her. What I need to, I can reverse some of this stuff. Especially I'm 31 years old and I have high cholesterol. I have high blood pressure. I can reverse some of this stuff, if I just eat right. I have to stay disciplined.
You got to stay disciplined.
Yes, ma'am.
You got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Your life is full, so you can do it. You can do it. You said Dr. Pepper. I got so tickled because I like Mountain Dew. Mm-hmm. So yes. Being the owner of a holistic store, I will. Let me look at the camera. I will every now and again drink a Mountain Dew. I'll take a Mountain Dew every now and again. So yeah. So let me. There's this last chapter in your book. Mm-hmm. Well, let me go to chapter 8. Pandemic equals faith over fear. Mm-hmm. And I know this book was birthed in 2020, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And talk about that chapter.
2020, as we all know, was a crazy year.
Yes.
We all started out thinking all this 2020 vision God given us. We didn't know the vision God was really giving us.
You were exactly right.
And so 2020, when the pandemic came, we was in the thick of it. That's when I got the new heart diagnosis. Mm-hmm. That's when my doctors recommended that I stop working because I was working in a healthcare environment. And so they recommended for my safety to stop working there. And I felt myself getting into a depression. Mm-hmm. I felt myself, going to a point of no return. And I think everybody was. Mm-hmm. And one day, I literally was laying in the bed. And I heard God say, right. And I jumped up, and that's what I started doing. I started writing. I ran there to my mom, and I'm asking her about my birth story. And she just like, why you asking me that? I'm like, I'm just right.
I read that. I read where they had no account of no pictures, no first words, no first steps. They just wanted you to be well. Mm-hmm. So you laying in the bed, you looking toward heaven, and what happens next?
God said right.
He says right?
That's right. I've always prayed to hear his voice. Mm-hmm. I've always prayed to be closer to him and hear. I always say that he's given me the gift of discernment. Mm-hmm. But I want to give the gift of hearing him. Mm-hmm. I want to hear what he has to say. And I heard it clear as day. He said right. He said get up out that bed and write. Mm-hmm. Because that helps, that writing, I've always loved reading and writing. Mm-hmm. Writing helps my mental. And if your mental ain't good, it mess with everything. And I was going to get sicker and sicker. I did go through a few panic attacks after I got out the hospital, where I thought it was still my heart, but it was panic attacks because of everything that was going on in the world. And I had lost my job. I didn't know how I was going to get,
you wanted
bills paid.
As they say, you wanted to feel normal.
I did. I always wanted to feel normal. Yeah. Because
people
my normal.
Wonder, it's not somebody else's normal. Mm-hmm. I get you. Keep going.
So, after God said right, that's what I did. Mm-hmm. 3 days a week when I was in dialysis, I had my phone and I was just typing in my notes. That's how I basically wrote my whole book in my phone in the notes. I know they probably thought I was up just, playing on Facebook or something, because I usually go to sleep. But I was writing. And after I wrote, I went on Facebook one day and I just said, I got this book I wrote. And I don't God don't want it to just sit in my phone or sit in my room on my computer. I need somebody to, to help me edit it. Because I tried to get my mom to edit it, but she couldn't get through it without sleeping. I mean, without crying. She every time she read a chapter, she cried. So I'm like,
it's touching.
I'm like, Mom, I'm never gonna get it published if you don't edit it. She's like, I know, but I'm trying. So I found the editor, this pastor and wife, Westbrook Media and Publishing Company. They are phenomenal, and they help give me ease in the self-publishing process. And man, it just went from there. It's like God all I had to do was obey, and He just ordered my steps.
I mean, you did. The writing is very simple and plain, and I like how you reference every chapter with a scripture. And man, I look, I speed read. That's the chemotherapy mindset. And being sick, you can't remember and think fast like you want to.
Exactly.
And so people probably watching me now like, what is really going on with her? Because I know what I want to say to you or ask you, but I'm talking to somebody that has similar issues of having a dis-ease in the body, and you can't think or get it out there. It's like, why you write notes? I used to preach. I could preach and take a text and have nothing but an outline, but now I have to write out a complete manuscript. And so they said, why do you do that? If I don't do it, I'm gonna forget something. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. So you wrote the book last 2020. You published the book in 2020. Had your first book signing in 2020.
I did, and it was all God. He just like obedience is what once you're obedient to God, He will do the rest. And all of my devotions I've read, that's what I read, and that's what I try to live by now. Obedience. And I'm working on that discipline thing and that consistency thing, but I'm just really trying to be obedient. That's why when you asked me this morning, was I scared? No, because I'm just trying to be obedient, I asked God to give me the platform, let me be able to talk and be His vessel and finally tell my story. And when He's giving me those opportunities, I'm just going to be obedient and let Him take the wheel. He
took it. He took it. And I like how you wrote your book. I look at things differently. And when you went from the pandemic to faith over fear, once you got past that, in that next chapter you said, are you asleep or have you quit? Now you talking to somebody, or you were talking to your reader. Are you asleep or are you going to quit? Because most people, the pandemic came through, or it's still here rather, and people just froze in their footsteps. And I'm talking about young folk. I'm not talking about older people. Started, like you said, having panic attacks, becoming depressed. Not knowing which direction to go, but you are always you, and you remind me of me because I was raised in a God-fearing household with both my parents, and when you have the word to stand on, and you can make the word applicable to your lifestyle, whatever comes your way, you can conquer it. Now, I'm not saying that you won't feel defeated, but you can conquer whatever it is that giant that's out there.
Yes, ma'am.
So you talking to your young folk, to generation Y and the millennials, and you telling them, hey, if I can write a book in 1 year, write it, publish it, and have my first book signing in 2020, you can do likewise. That's encouragement, not just for young people, for older people too.
Yes,
so, and that last chapter that got me, is okay not to be okay. Now that one was for me. It's okay. Cause see,
Yes, ma'am.
I have lymphedema,
Mhm.
and my clothes don't fit right sometimes. This post chemo,
Mhm.
I've had, people that know me know my hair was like yours down my back,
Mhm.
and I've been bald twice.
Mm.
It's okay that I'm looking natural like this right here.
It is.
It's okay, but I was raised in my folks were in the haircare industry, so I don't have a problem going to get my hair done in the next week, 2 weeks, today, tomorrow,
Mhm.
because I know I got a slew, a wealth of hairdressers that I can go to, but I do have a stylist, and I do wear my hairstyle. You seen the press.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not going back to the relaxer.
Mhm.
The pandemic
Me
did
neither.
that for me. So I'm done with relaxers. For everybody that's watching me on Facebook,
Mhm.
you might see this little one minute, and the next minute you're gonna see some pressed hair.
You look good though.
Thank you. But what I'm trying to say
Mhm.
is okay not to be okay. It's
Mhm.
okay not to fit in someone else's or measure up to
Mhm.
someone else's standards.
Yes, ma'am.
It's okay.
Mhm.
It's okay that your mama's short. Your mama's short. And I know your daddy tall. Your
Mhm.
brother's probably tall too.
He is.
And did they say your growth was stunted?
Kidney
because-
disease started my growth. Mhm.
Is okay.
I had to come to terms with that. It was okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm. And see, people when I tell them that I was diagnosed with breast cancer and I'm bilateral, a lot of folks think because you've been diagnosed with a disease, you've lost that. People think I have no breast,
Mhm.
and I'm like, no, and I say this, I got both my breasts, and I've gained weight from chemo because I was little.
Mhm.
I mean, I was small. I was like 125 prior to chemo.
Mhm.
So I'm up to one. I don't mind telling it, but I don't look my weight, which is 180, 185.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, it's okay that I gained that little weight because I was little for so long and would have to put a safety pin in my clothes
Wow.
to keep my pants up when I was in school.
Mhm.
Even in college, I went into Lemoyne in the fall of '87 as a 4.
Mhm.
I can't get in a 4 now. That's all I'm saying. It's okay.
It is. It's okay.
Or we can put some scripture to it.
Mhm.
It is well
It is well
with my
in my soul.
soul.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
for those of you that don't know Kiauna, like we met, she brought her brother's little sister through our pre-K drive-through for Christmas, and I really don't know how we got on the conversation of health, anything dealing with health. I can't remember. That's a part of the disease.
Mhm.
I remember that day, but I don't remember what conversation we had. And so all I know is I told her I got some airtime up, and you want to promote your book, let's promote it. And she's here with us today. You are more than welcome to take a visit if you are locally in Memphis. We are located at 119 Racine. That's 119 Racine. We are located between Poplar and Walnut Grove. We are closer to the Amaro Music Store Inn. We're right in the middle of the street. You cannot miss us. But come by and support this young woman. Why not me? A story of strength, endurance, and faith. Come by and support her and talk to her. We are practicing social distancing, and yes, both of us have been COVID tested,
And I got my mask.
and she has her mask. And feel free. We will be here today until about 2:30, 3 o'clock. And however long she wants to be here, she can stay as long as she would like. But you're more than welcome to come by and make a purchase. Again, to those of you that are watching long distance, I just want to thank you all for just tuning in. And I got a relative, not my relative, but Miss Kiauna's relative. I hear you, ma'am. We will. We are working on perfecting this. This broadcast here today is nothing I set out to do in 2021. This was not on my agenda, but it was on God's agenda. I never thought I would be podcasting. I am a preacher and a teacher, a social worker. But podcasting, journalism was not my calling. And I just, as Kiauna said, I just listen to the Lord and move forward. We, as you probably don't know, we are sitting literally on a pew. This is a bench that I sat on for a number of years at my home church. It is actually a pew. So the vision, Take a Pew, Holistic Health Lounge, came about from me getting these pews gifted to me from my home church when they got brand new pews in the church a couple of years ago. And so I got the pews with the intent of putting them in my bed and breakfast. And as you see, I am sitting now in what I wanted it to sit in, but it's in this building, which is Take a Pew Holistic Health Lounge. I do want to say this too. I thank Kiauna for coming because, again, there are a lot of sick people in this world, and we got to learn how to eat healthy as a people and cut out all of the fats, just the messy eating period. That's a whole nother show. And if you stick with me and stay tuned, every second Saturday, I will have a guest on up until the month of June. And next month, we will be discussing matters of the heart issues. And so I usually have a resident doctor, one of my friends or two, to sit on the podcast. So she was talking about kidney disease today. I am not a medical doctor, but she knows it better about her condition than most doctors. And I know a lot about my condition as a breast cancer survivor. Why? Because we live this thing. They just do the surgery. They give us the medical perspectives, and they work to heal us back to health. But it is us who understands our bodies and how our body works.
Can I also say this?
Yes, go ahead.
I want to let everyone know also on the kidney awareness side that kidney transplantation and donation, it really saves lives. It saved my life when I was 3 years old. It saved my life when I was 6 years old. And it saved my mom's life just a year ago. In March, we'll be celebrating her second year of her kidney transplantation after she had been on dialysis for 15 years. And so, you guys, it's really, really essential to take care of your kidneys. Do what you need to do. Drink the water. People take it for granted, but it's nothing to be taken for granted. It's a whole new life change. And once you lose your kidneys, it's like losing a relative. It's a grief because you'll be having to get used to something and that you did not have to get used to. And like I said, so try to go on the National Kidney Foundation website, look up some things about kidney transplantation, and just, think about it because it actually saves lives.
It's good. I mean, you know your story. You know about your walk with your dis-ease. I know about my walk with my dis-ease. Everybody knows about their walk. And like somebody just posted about having alopecia. I'm reading the screen, and I suffered with that from chemotherapy. So I still got 2 patches up here somewhere, but I keep my scalp shampooed. I keep my hair well conditioned, and I just go with the flow. We just said, embrace who you are and accept what you have. But, you know, your health is your wealth. We hear that all the time. But all of our illnesses that we or that people develop are not by our DNA more so than it is by what our diet. So we think it's DNA, but it's mostly diet. It's diet. I see it's so many folk on here from Mississippi, my relatives, and I want to thank all of the individuals that are friends of Kiauna's for watching on today as well.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all. I want to say this too. I want to send a great big thank you out to my first cousin, Tina Tilton of Tina Tilton's podcast of the Podcast Center. She is the owner of the Podcast Center. She is also a part of the newly WAVN 104.1 FM and 1240 AM The Trend. You can watch her listen to her from 8 to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday on WAVN The Trend. She has been right here with me, filming everything that I've asked of her. She's done it. I'm new to this. This is not my forte, but whatever I ask, I call her, and she comes right on in. I want to give another thank you to my classmate, Renee Lee McCright of the ABR firm, A Better Way with Renee. I want to thank her because she was responsible in doing all of our flyers, or our graphics, I should say. She will be the one behind our graphic design for the next few months coming up. And I want to thank Comedian Lomax for making it possible to come in and gut out or clean up my building. He did a lot of construction in the suite in which we sit in right now. My young student friend at Union University, her name is Krista Robertson. She's the daughter of my classmate, Pastor Vince Robertson. I email things down to Jackson, Tennessee, that is, and she gets them right back to me in a timely manner. Also, I want to just pause again to, when you hear the holistic, you think about people who are parts of various tribes of people that are non-believers or people who may believe but are not of Christian faith. But this holistic suite business, Take a Pew, is faith-based, Christian-based, is a faith-based, Christian-based business. So you are more than welcome to give us a call, stop by. I got a new number. I don't know it. Continue to use the number that you have. I just got a new number to the business, but at any rate, continue to use the number that you have until I post the new number. But I wanna send this was a hard day for me because I've lost the oldest relative in my family. Today she will be funeralized. And I promised this young lady that she could have this opportunity on today. So to my family, the Amanda Brooks Brown family that are watching before the services, just know that God is with you and He will take care of you. To my Sherwood Junior High Archers, we have lost a classmate, Mr. Michael Moore. And I'm sending this shout out to Lisa Pointer Love. Just know that God is with you all at this time. Family and friends, we got to pray. We are living in perilous times. And this isn't about our health right now, but this is about living and getting closer to God. If 2020 has not taught you anything, don't rely on your preacher. Don't rely on your Sunday school teacher. You need to, as James Salton, a local preacher, used to say, you need to get close to God. He didn't have proper English, but he said, get a close to God. You need to get closer with your Creator, with your Maker. You need to make amends with those individuals that have hurt you. You need to forgive yourself of some things that you may not be proud of. You need to step out on faith in 2021 and do those things that you desire to do in your life. You need to think about you. Everybody kept asking me, what is it that the Lord wants you to do? Well, I sat still for a long time. I stayed inward for a long time. I listened to the Lord and what He wanted me to do. I am not behind a pulpit or a podium, but I am preaching His word as I walk daily with my brothers and my sisters. And so in closing, as we sit on this pew, I just want to just leave you with peace, empowerment, and wellness. And just tell somebody that 2021 is my year to do me. Not to do your sister, your brother, your mama. You. Do you trust in the Lord? Lean not to your own understanding, but lean on Him. Trust Him. He will bring you through. Thank you so much for joining us. Goodbye. I feel like I'm in my pre-K classroom signing off with my students. Goodbye. Thank you all so much, Minister Deborah Wallace. I thank you all. Thank you.